Right then, little Austin.
Yeah, she's a ruby, a little Austin ruby. I would think deluxe, seeing the sunroof and what have you. And in its earlier days, it would have probably had a bladder under the seat and pump up bladder, give you a little bit of height and what have you. But yeah, obviously run on from the little box saloons, modernised, upgraded the little box to a ruby, and they were a really popular little car in their day. They really, really were. There's probably, it would appear, more little earlier mid-30s, early 30s box saloons come onto the market. Don't know quite why that should be, because I think I'd be right in saying there was probably more rubies produced than them, but I would imagine they were scrapped. And because I can remember Grandad Charlie, my dad, and my brother towing one of these up to Hendon one winter's night on a rope, undoing the rope and just leaving it there. And off. That's what used to happen with old cars, you see. You used to just take them down the road, a quiet road, down by the canal or something like that, undo the rope, drive away, leave them, dumped. Then the kids next day would start playing in them and that, and the rest of it. And I can remember doing that with one of these, because he bought two, made one good one out of two, and the other one then we done exactly that. And I can see him now in the street in Percy Road with a bit of angle iron, knocking it up the chassis here with a 14-pound hammer. And I remember as a little kid thinking, oh, he's strong, isn't he? Because every time you hit this bit of angle iron, the car lurched forward 6 inches. Like, he was a strong lad, was your granddad, carrying all that stuff all day long. Deliveries and things like that. He was powerful, and I can see it now as I was a little kid, and it was one of these. And so I've got a little bit of a soft spot for them, really, I suppose. I think they drive a little bit nicer than the box, I would imagine, which is great, really. And they've come on to their own, or into their own a little bit more. They were always a poor relation, a bit like 100E Ford. They were never quite there, or sit up and beg, more importantly. They were just never quite up to top level collector type cars. No one really wanted them, and I think that's probably why because they were so cheap for so long. You could buy one of these for 50, 60 quid in the 60s, and a nice one as well. So I would imagine they become bangers. Well, they did obviously become bangers really quick, and scrapped, and broken up, which is why there's none left. So when you come across one, it's actually quite a nice occasion, really, to see a nice little ruby. This is great, isn't it? Roll blue over black. It's a nice colour combination. It's not a bad little example. We've had a lot better, but we've had a lot more expensive, I'm sure. Interior's been done, which is nice. Carpets are all good. Nice upholstery, nice dashboard. I haven't started it and driven it, but it looks like there's a COVID mask still down there. I think we'll have that out in a minute. Sunroof, as I say, which and sunroof and blow-up seat, I think, were two of the things that the Deluxe had over and above the standard one, so I'm led to believe, but I don't know very much about Austin 7s because they never really interested me that much, really. Same little engine, sweet little engine, sort of bulletproof, if you like, really. All your bits are available as well, which is, again, the nice thing. Just got to be a little bit careful with her. She's just getting a little bit close to the rad. Look, is the fan, so we've got a little bit steady on that. Yeah, all the parts are available. It would appear, or most of the parts, mechanical parts anyway. So clearly they're a sensible car to run if you just want a little cheap and cheerful entry model classic. You're not too worried about speeds above 45 mile an hour, because that's about what they do. But it looks quite nice, isn't it? And it wants good clean up, which we'll do. We get the lads on giving it a good polish up. Chrome's all good. Registration number, I can't make my mind up about that. Is it a replacement? Is it original? Not too sure, really. Make your own inquiries about that. But, yeah, a bit of compression there. Nice running boards, pretty solid. Decent wheels. It'll clean up quite nice. That's the whole thing. Really quite tidy. She's alright, isn't she? Not a bad little bus. Door cards are okay. Carpet looks fairly old. Door cars themselves don't look quite as old as not certainly not as old as not as new as the seats, are they? But it's good enough. It's fine, and it's in a sort of condition generally whereby it's a very usable bit of kit. So it's one of them that, as it's not immaculate, as it's not pristine, you'd probably use it an awful lot more right till the end of the summer, rather than put it away in October, November. Keep it running until mid-December or something like that, and pull it out again in February. It's nothing sort of too elaborate that you daren't do that. And it's quite a relief, I think, these days with old girls like this that you can park them anywhere. You know, you have a mint one, and we've all been there, and you have a mint car, and you get looking, you know, you go to a place where you're going to park it in the street, in a car park, whatever, and you look around thinking, where's the safest spot? Something like this, you park it where you want to, shut the door and walk away, don't you? A lot of relief in that, I think, so I think it makes sense. Would have had a rack on there at some stage, look. So if it's not over reserved, which I presume it's not, I hope not, although I must say, rubies have come on strong. We've sold some rubies at 7,000 or 8,000 quid, possibly even a little bit more, whereas they never made that up until about 2 or 3 years ago. But all of a sudden, they've started, in a lot of people's eyes, they've become the old Austin 7, whereas in my eyes, my age group, they are the new Austin 7. So they're now a lot more acceptable than what they were 2 years ago.